First thing you want to do when tearing down a Switch OLED is remove the game card and remove the SD card. Then you'll want to use a PH000 bit Phillips head to remove the top screw and the bottom two screws. And you only need to remove two screws at the top on the outside, here and here. Next is a Y00 bit to remove these two screws on the back panel. The best way I found to remove the back is to start from the edges. So I flip the kickstand up, and I'll pop this edge up and then kind of slide my thumb under. And you just hinge it up like this and remove the back. Next, you'll want to remove the tape that holds down the antennas. I use a pair of tweezers to remove the tape. And I just kind of fold it back so I can use it again. And then remove the two antennas. You want to be very careful when you pry them up. I will generally pry from both sides a little bit just so I don't bend anything. Next, you'll want to remove I think it's about 9 screws from the back plate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're back to the same Phillips PH000 bit. You'll want to move the antenna out of the way to get to this screw. And now you can remove the back plate. And you'll want to fold it up because this antenna is still connected. If you want to remove the back plate completely and separate it from the main console, you can remove this antenna by pulling it up gently, or you can remove this from the back plate. It's stuck on with sticky tape. A quick pro tip: disconnect your battery before going any further. You don't want voltage running through your switch when you're taking it apart. Gently lift it up. Don't use your fingers. I've seen so many people rip these connectors off the board. Next, you want to remove the board that holds the game card reader and the SD card reader. And there's a single screw, and it's hidden under this little piece of tape. Then you simply lift the board out. If you have a bad game card reader or SD card reader, then it makes it real easy to just replace the entire board. Next, I like to remove the heat spreader, heat pipe. There's only 3 screws that you have to remove. And you can use your plastic spudger to gently lift up on it. And you want to be careful about pulling this up so that you don't bend your heat pipe. And we have just 5 screws left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to be careful removing all the ribbon cables. And what I do is just gently lift up on each connector. And you want to be especially careful with this LCD connector. Just make sure you're very careful with all the ribbon cables. For the speaker connections, don't pull on the cables. You can rip those cables out. Instead, use a good pair of pliers. I recommend a good pair of cross-hatch pliers. What that means is they have 2 directions of grip, and they're really good for gripping things and pulling them out. To remove the motherboard, you want to lift it up And I like to pull on this little tab here because the USB-C connector is inside the plastic case. So I gently pull on the case this way as I'm lifting the board. And that's all there is to it. We've successfully removed the motherboard from a Switch OLED. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and happy fixing.